One of our goals is to establish Joy James Elementary as a growth mindset environment. This environment is not just housed at Joy James Elementary. It also is in the community and at our students' homes. With progress in mind, we knew that we wanted to select a curation tool that would evolve with our flourishing campus. The curation tool that we selected is Listly. On paper, or should I say on screen, Listly seems to be almost too good to be true. And unfortunately, it kind of is. There were a lot of issues that my group faced, but after some practice, I think we all got the hang of it and it's actually a useful tool. But know that it's not something that you just quickly sign into and that you can just start using. You do need to know a few things. Just the first thing that you need to know is if you just go to list.ly, for some reason there were issues with logging in from just this URL. I did some research and it was a common problem. I also sent in a work order through the website and they told me just to use the secure link for right now. The secure link is https://list.ly. Now you're going to click sign in. You're going to sign in with your credentials that you currently already have. If you're using this with your staff, I would recommend that you tell your staff to associate their Castleberry ISD email address with a Google Drive account, and that way they can easily log into things like this and they'll have a Google Drive account and it will just make life easier. From there, you're going to select your account, or you might have to scroll down and say add an account. It may process, but then it'll eventually pull up. Then you're good to start creating lists, and I'm just going to jump right into it just to show you everything that we've curated. So over here is my list. I was the one that created it. Something that we didn't know is that anyone who has an account, as long as you set your settings on your list to be public, anyone can add to your list. Anyone can comment to your list, anyone can vote on your list, and anyone can share items off of your list. So that's just something to know. I don't think it's anything to be too worried about because it's collaboration, so nothing bad will really come out of it. And I just think that there's no harm in collaboration. And if someone happens to be inappropriate, you can delete their comment or report them. So here's our list. It has 13 items on it. It was pretty easy to start adding stuff. You simply just say add to list and select the content. Part of curation is there's 3 S's, and the first one is seek. And so we all had to look for what we wanted to add first and think about what did we want to contribute to this curation. And we wanted to make sure that it was solid content. The next thing is to make sense of it. So once that you add it, you add an annotation, you add a summary. There might already be a summary written that goes with it, but you want to add that there. The other thing that you might want to do is maybe add a probing question. We know that when you write blogs, it's a really good idea to add questions to that last sentence on your blog post so that you're asking for feedback. So I would think that as you do this, if you were to share it with your teachers during PD week, like Joy James is going to do, you would definitely want to put those questions already there. And then, so whenever they're released to go kind of explore within your curation, they know what they're trying to answer and what they're looking for and how are they going to sculpt their ideas. Another item that I'm going to talk to you about is how the list format can look different. Right now it is on a gallery format, so there are little pictures. I'm going to go ahead and take us to Leanne's page, and on Leanne's page she inserted a slide format, and this is what it looks like. It's very simple. You look at one thing at a time, not overwhelming at all. I'm going to just start talking you through each different piece of our curation. So the first item is curated by, I believe, myself, yes. And it is simply an article that talks about getting teachers and staff in the right mindset before students arrive. And how do you motivate your teachers to have that growth? Because sometimes they're the most stubborn. great article on Edutopia. If you don't follow them on Twitter, I'd highly recommend it. But on here too, there's comments, and so you can read what other people are saying. You can also look at related discussions, and it continues onward, and it just keeps growing and expanding. So there is just a simple URL and an article. The next item I'm going to show you is something that Leanne posted, and it's a YouTube video of Will Smith talking about his determination and his drive. And it is a YouTube video, as I said. Cool feature about Listly is that it plays videos within the screen, so it doesn't open a new window. It's all right there. Videos are great because it just helps teachers, students, and humans take a break, and sometimes they enjoy a movie, or a video, should I say. The next item I'm going to show you is another video that was posted by Shannon Shea, and it's that Grit TED Talk that we already watched. But instead of having me discuss what it is, since we've already seen it, I want to talk to you about the features on TED Talk that you may not know about. Instead of watching your videos on YouTube, if you watch them on TED Talk, you get some extras. So you can always download a TED Talk to be an audio file, and listening to it might be more effective for some teachers than watching it. The other great addition that you get whenever you go to tedtalk.com is that there's interactive transcripts. And what you can do is you can change the language. So if it's a really great lesson, or maybe you just really liked one portion of it and you want to share it with the parents and you want to say, this is what we're trying to strive for, then there it is already translated for you, which I think is pretty amazing. If you scroll down a little bit further, you're going to see a take action, and there's a quiz on how to rate how gritty you are. And maybe you could put this in a Google form, or you could put it in Canvas as a quiz. Teachers could take it, you could have a discussion about it, and there you go. So that is TED Talk added to a Listly. The next item is something posted by Molly, and it is simply just an image, which I really like these as conversation starters. What are you taking out of this diagram? How do you feel? Do you think that this is true? This is false? Again, have that open discussion in your comment section, things like that. The next item I'm going to show you is posted by Jessica Estelet, and what she did is she posted an article from a newsletter that she gets, and be sure to subscribe to these. If you really like what the article is about, then you're going to get more. And this article has 4 strategies to help you instill that growth mindset within your students. And the last item was posted by April Scott, and she posted a podcast, and it's an hour-long podcast. Definitely wouldn't have this during a faculty meeting, but I think it would be really great to have it there so that you can tell teachers, hey, when you're in a class today during your work day, can you just have this on in the background? I just want you to be listening to it. Just kind of take it in. I love podcasts. I learn more from a podcast than I do a video or an article. I just really like to internalize it. So that is a podcast. And this was everything that was posted to our Listly thus far. Again, it's collaborative because you can go back and you can comment and you can reply to each other. You can vote if you liked it or if you didn't like it. You can also change the order, so that's how you can make it evolve. The thing that really helps it evolve is that those comments. You can say, hey, this is what I'm going to apply to my classroom, and then a teacher can come back and say if it worked or if it didn't work. So this is Fast and Furious Listly. I've also created another video that is the how-to. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and maybe you'll make Listly a part of your curation. Thank you.